Hi guys, my name is Dr. Dawn Heiman, and today I'm going to show you something that I've been using for over 2 years to help organize me and to help me plan, not only weekly, but also monthly and annually. It's called using the bullet journal. So, in about September 2016, I was reading the Wall Street Journal and I came across an article about a Harvard graduate, and he basically found that he had Post-it notes all over his office. He was constantly thinking, oh yeah, that's right, I have to write that down. Oh my gosh, I have to write that down. He was diagnosed ADHD, but he was really smart. And he said, enough is enough, I need to create a system. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's my office. I have Post-its all over the place. I need to be able to hone things in. I can have really good ideas, but then forget about them, or I can get really anxious about something knowing I have a lot to do, but I'm paralyzed and I can't remember what is it that I'm supposed to work on at the moment. So he created this system that I'm going to show you, and it's pretty easy. It's something you can do with the new year coming up. You can get out your colored pencils, your colored markers. There are bullet journal groups on Facebook, and you can watch videos on YouTube on how to do it. There are Instagram places that you can go. You can look at people's ideas. The premise is you get any kind of notebook. The actual bullet journal notebook is the Luke Term 1917. I get mine through Amazon, but there's also a bullet journal website. I actually have 3 that I use, and one is for personal, one is for my audiology practice that I put in all my numbers, and I use it like a cookbook. I know you guys have heard me talk about this before, and then one is also for my practice management things and ideas that I have to help other audiologists elevate their experience. So, just to get started, any notebook will work. You are going to make sure that you start out by knowing the basic premise. So as you open up your notebook, you need to make sure that you start out with a key. And with the key, you're going to put it in the beginning. They usually come with an index that you can fill in the pages of where things are. A bullet journal is not only a calendar that you create, but it also can have something called collections. Collections are extra pages that maybe are motivational for you. If you see a quote that you really like, you can put down the quote, and then you can color it and make it look really nice, and you can ruminate over what that means to you. I use my collections. I create a collection on a book that I read and the notes that I take, or if there were podcasts that were recommended to me. I know that I read an article once about 12 podcasts you can listen to that are equivalent to getting an MBA, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I wrote them all down so I don't forget which ones I'm going to look up and to actually subscribe to. So I know that my 16-year-old daughter started bullet journaling the same day I did. We both sat down with notebooks and we went to YouTube and we started watching videos, and we started our journals. And she uses it for not only organizing her life, because 16-year-olds tend to be very busy with schoolwork as well as their extracurricular activities, but you can create collections where you're tracking things. So if you wanted to track how many glasses of water a day you drink, you can create different, you can make pictures, or you can make a glass and fill it up, or you can have different graphs and things, and you're tracking how many glasses of water a day. Like in a business one, you might be tracking sales. You can track all of your key performance indicators. I use my main one to create a calendar. You get out the ruler, you get out the colored pencils, and I create a calendar just to start with my week. So I want to make sure that, first of all, I'm like, wow, January 6th is a Sunday. Okay, you know, if someone was talking about some event. But I want to then fill in maybe where I am that week, that each day. I'm going to fill in what tasks I want to get done. I will fill in what activities maybe my children have and when I have to leave early or I don't want to forget someone's doctor's appointment. And it makes me feel like I have a grip on life, because I know that when it comes to work-life balance, sometimes things are just all over the place. And I know I have a schedule in Counselor and I have a calendar under Google, but I need to bring it all together and I need to know, okay, where am I going to be and how can I logistically make all of this work without having a panic attack? Also, let's get back to the Post-it notes. So if I have Post-it notes all over the place, I might think, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to call someone, but I'm in the wrong office and I know where the Post-it is on the wall, but I'd have to get back there. What if you're supposed to call someone gives you a note, and you just write it in? And let's say you're supposed to call so-and-so at such and such a time, and you didn't get to it. So you can actually migrate it over a day, and if you don't get to it that day, then you put an arrow and you migrate it to another day. And the rule is, do not migrate anything more than 3 times. By the 3rd day, just get it over with. Get it done. And it feels good to have your tasks. Let's say you have to pay American Express, you have to call a hearing aid company, you need to pick up medicines at the pharmacy. As you accomplish those things, it feels so good to check them off. If you can take things in small chunks and you say, okay, I know that I have a lot on my plate, but today, these are the things I'm going to make sure I accomplish. Maybe in between patients, maybe in between soccer practice and things like that you're driving around to. You have your tasks. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, you say, okay, at least I can get this one done. Or I'm gonna migrate this one, but now I'm gonna work on this one. And you feel so accomplished. 2 years ago, if I started the bullet journaling in September, by October, my PCC was telling me, I swear you're 70% easily more productive. I was getting stuff done. She was like, oh my goodness. I would say, yeah, we should do this or we could do that. And I was actually following through on it because I would write it in my journal. I didn't want to forget, because all of these things going through my mind, I was always forgetting or overwhelmed, paralyzed, and doing nothing. So I highly recommend that you ask or get yourself a Luke Term 1917. You can get them on Amazon. They come in many different colors. One thing to note, they come in lined form and they come in with dots, or they come blank. I like the lined form because I'm not an artist and I do need structure, and I am using this to simply organize my life. So you can see there's different types of washi tape you can use. You can color these different ways, but they help me feel more secure. I guess you could call this my security blanket. I lost it one day, couldn't find it anywhere in the house, and my whole family understood. I was freaking out, but I finally found it. This is my 3rd bullet journal. As I fill them up, I just get another one. So lastly, okay, the large one. Let's show you this one. So this one, if you go to Boho Berry on YouTube, she has a video that talks about the large bullet journal for business, and she shows you everything. She shows you how she uses the calendar to write down her action items, what works, what doesn't work. She opens up her books and shows you how much she's making with different revenue sources. You can make stats trackers. I put in, whenever I read a marketing book or something, I put in all the notes and things that I don't want to forget, like how to set up the website if you were to go through HostGator, how it works to do pay-per-click SEO optimizing and look up keywords. I have, there was a really good survey I could do for word-of-mouth marketing for patients, and how to set up target audiences for Facebook. So once I read these books or I take these courses, I take my notes and they go in one notebook. I used to have, I still do, I have notebooks all over the place from different classes that I took and things, and they're all kind of like on a shelf. I had to transfer many of them and retranscribe them into the large bullet journal so that I know where to go and I know where to find the stuff so I am more productive. This large one, I do monthly reviews. I do quarterly reviews of the whole office. How's it going? What worked? What didn't work? What are my action items for that month? And those lists can be so long and it feels so good to check them off. So I highly recommend it. It's fun, honestly, to play with colored pencils and colored markers and make things colorful, but it feels even better to actually follow through on your tasks. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.